Okay, welcome to review of sections 4.1 to 4.5. Chapter 4 is a pretty long test. We split it, so we split it into two tests. The first test is on these first 5 sections. In general, this chapter is about quadratics, which is a weird word because you think quadratic would mean 4, but it actually means x squared. And on this test, there's mainly two types of questions. There's graph ones, where you have to make a graph, which will be a parabola shape. And then there's ones where you have to factor and then solve by factoring. But those are really, really similar. Factor and solve by factoring are pretty much the same type of question. So we'll start with the graph questions. Okay, and there's two different forms. There's vertex form you see there, and then standard form, which you see here. All right, so roughly there's two different ways to graph, quite a bit different actually. So see if you can draw the graph of this and then answer these questions. Pause the video and give it a shot before continuing. All right, so in vertex form, you just do transformation. So the basic x squared starts at 0, 0 and looks something like that. Well, sorry for the poor graph there, but these just move us around. So this moves that vertex up 2, and let's see, you think that'd be left, but it's the opposite of what we think, so we go right 3. And then the negative part is going to make it flip or reflect it upside down. So we just take the same shape, but go right 3, up 2, and then flip it upside down. Sorry again for the poor graph, but it's the same shape, just moved over and flipped upside down. Okay, and if you have to answer these questions, once you have the picture, to me it's easy to answer the picture, right? Because the vertex I can just read right off the graph, that's x3, y2. The axis of symmetry is this line that goes down the middle and divides it evenly in half. Okay, and so that is x equals 3. Up and down line is an x equals 3. All right, and then the vertex is also either a min or a max. So I'm going to erase the red thing just to make it a little bit easier to see this. But this one is the max, right? It's like the top of the hill. So that's a max. And specifically, that's 2, right? So it's a max of 2 because that's the highest we ever get on the y-axis is 2. We go up, 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 hit 2, and then go back down. Right, and that's actually useful for finding the range because your range is what is possible for y. So if we compare y to 2, the highest we ever get is 2. So we say that the range is y is less than or equal to 2 because we get 2 and then go down from there. The domain is what is true for x, and so since it goes forever in each direction, we just say that domain is all real numbers, which I abbreviate with all real numbers, or you can use that fancy R if you would like. But x can be pretty much anything because you go forever in either direction on the x-axis. All right, so let's try graphing one in standard form because the process is completely different than how we just did. You will use this little formula, which will be given to you on the top of the test. All right, so see if you can use that formula to help. The vertex, all right, is just an xy point, and the x coordinate comes from this formula. So we're going to take x equals the opposite of b, so b is -8, whatever's in front of x. So we do the opposite of that over 2 times a, so a is what's up front here in front of the squared part, so we have 2 times 2. So you end up with 8 over 4, or just 2. So our vertex is x2 and y something. And to find the something, you're going to put it back in. So I'm going to plug in 2 for x. So what is y when x is 2? Plug it in. Okay, and then just be careful here because this first part especially, you got to do PEMDAS right. So you got to square it first to get 4, and then take that times 2. All right, and then here you just multiply them, 16, and then the add subtract comes last in PEMDAS world. So this would add up to be -5. Okay, so our vertex is at 2 and -5. All right, so I'm going to draw that point. Okay, and I would do it right away. I would draw my axis of symmetry right away through that point, right? Because that'll help us draw the graph. And so the final thing is I usually ask that you do one more point, and there's an easy point, which is this number. Just like in linear world, that's our y-intercept. So I'm going to draw a point there, and then I can get a third point by reflecting it across the y-axis and get another point over here, and then just connect those dots to create your parabola. Right? And so, sorry for the poor drawing there, but that's the best I can do with my little pad. Um, that's what the graph of the parabola looks like. Right? And it's, again, it's very, very different than how we did it here. This one in some ways was easier by just doing the transformations when it's in vertex form. But when it's in standard form, you got to use this little negative b over 2a formula. All right, I think there is one on the test like this where they ask you to write it in vertex. So we started in standard form, and then to get it in vertex, we're pretty much there because at this point, we already have our vertex of 2, -5. So we just do x minus h. So this is your h value, and that's your k value for your vertex. So minus 2, and then add -5, which I guess I could just wrote it as to subtract 5. And then the a value here is the same as it was before. So we're just going to use the same a value of 2. And that's the same parabola, but just now written in the vertex form. Okay, one more practice with these ones, quick. Graph it, and then I think this one it doesn't say graph on the test, but I use the graph to answer these questions. So sketch a quick picture and answer the questions. Okay, so this is going to go left 5 and up 3. So left 5, up 3. Okay, and that's our vertex right there. We can actually list it. That'd be -5 and 3. And then this -2 is going to stretch it because of the 2. And it's negative, so it's going to go upside down. So we're going to stretch it vertically and then draw it upside down like so. All right, and that's it. That's your graph, right? And so our axis of symmetry is this x equals line. So now that we got the graph, we can hopefully see that that's just x equals -5. We have a max value because this is the highest we ever get. So our max value is 3. Domain is all real numbers, which is always the case for parabolas. And then range, since our max is 3, we say y has to be less than or equal to that 3 because that's the highest we ever get is 3. All right, I think that's it for graph, right? The rest of this is going to be about factoring, solving, I guess. But you start by factoring and then you use the factor form to solve it. So just a review of factoring. Remember, always do GCF first, right? I sometimes forget to say that, but always check for GCF first. And then once you do that, if there is one, factor it out. And then factor from there. So we have like the short factor where it starts with x squared. So you can just do x and x and then multiply to the back and add to the middle. Okay, and then if this number is not 1 and it's not a GCF that we can pull out, then we got to do that long factor, which is like called factor by grouping or factor using decomposition, or sometimes they just call it long factor in class. We'll review that at some point in here. And then this is just a square minus square. So if you have perfect square numbers, you can break it apart to, you kind of take the square root. So I think I need 3x and 3x to make 9x squared, and to make -16 I need -4 and plus 4. Right, so that's a square minus square case. All right, so here's your first factor. It's not a solve yet, but just factor, so break it apart. Pause the video and give it a shot. All right, so we're always going to start with a GCF. So these are both divisible by 2, and they both have an x in them. So I'm going to pull out a 2x. That would leave us with 20x, and then divide by 2, pull out the x, and 9. Okay, and then that's it. Doesn't factor anymore. That's just a regular GCF factor question. And again, this one doesn't say solve at all, so it just says factor. So we factor it apart and then we're done. Don't have to find the answers for x. Okay, 2 more factor questions for you. All right, so I'm going to check for a GCF on this one on the left, but there is nothing in common to all of them. But this is kind of the short factor where I can just put x and x here, and then they have to multiply to -36 and add up to -5. So I know I'm going to need one negative and one positive number. with the -1 being actually the bigger number. So, you can do 36 and 1, 18 and 2, and you can keep going if you want, but I only do this if I'm really stuck. I go in order, right? Like 3 works, 3 and 12, 4 and 9, and then finally I found the pair that works, right? Technically 6 and 6 is 1, but 4 and 9 should work if I do -9 and +4. All right, so the one on the right, to factor this, it's similar in the sense that when I'm done, I'm going to have 2 binomials, just like I did on the last question. The difference is there's no GCF, and this starts with 15. So I can't do the factor I did here because there's no guarantee that we're going to have x and x here, right? In fact, we should probably have like 5x and 3x, 15x and 1x or something. So to factor this, we've got to do that long factor, right, which starts by multiplying those together. 15 times 8 should be 120. Okay, and then we got to find 2 numbers that then add up to 22x, right? And so in this case, I think 10 and 12 will work. So I'm going to basically break this to 10x plus 12x, and you can do it in the other order if you had wanted, it won't matter. And then bring down the other 2 parts. So this is going to stay 15x squared. Man, there should be a plus between them there. Sorry for the poor spacing. All right, and then I'm also going to bring down the 8. So all that first step was to split the 22x up. And now we group these two and group these two and find a GCF. So out of the front 2, they're both divisible by 5 and they both have an x. So that would leave us with 3x plus 2. In the back, they're both divisible by 4, so I'm going to bring the 4 to the front. And then that would leave us with 3x plus 2. Okay, and usually that's a good sign. If these match, it's usually going okay. So that's one of my factors, is 3x plus 2. And the other factor comes from whatever's in front, so it's 5x plus 4, right? And so that is this thing factored apart. So both of these we get 2 little binomials, but this one's much harder because it's not a 1x squared. All right, so now we're going to switch gears. The last type is to solve the equation by factoring, but it's just factoring and then go one step further after that. Pause the video, give it a shot. All right, so this one does have a GCF of 2, and normally I would just factor out the 2 to the front like that. But since this is a solve one, you can actually divide both sides by 2. You could have done it right away, and that'll wipe out the times 2, right? Because 0 divided by 2 is just 0, so it's makes it an easier question to divide by 2 right away. From here, hopefully you realize that this is square minus square. So it's like we have 0x in the middle. So we do x and x, and then multiply to -100 and add up to 0. So you kind of use the square root there of positive and -10. Okay, and that's again the factor step. So if we label these, that's factor. Okay, and then we go one step further and solve. Right, so we got to actually find our answers for x here. So if this thing times this thing equals 0, then you set each part to 0. So I'm going to set that part to 0, this part to 0, and then add 10 on this first one. So one of our answers for x is 10. Subtract 10 here, and then our second answer is -10. Okay, and on an x squared, you usually will get 2 answers like that. All right, I think I'm going to stop there. I have a couple more solve ones, but I'll put them in a second video as part of this review because I'm running out of time on my video. So I'll make one more video here to help in review for Chapter 4 Part 1 test. Thanks for watching.